Today we're going to be looking at this example number 2. So the first thing that we need to do before anything else, we need to construct the isometric scale. So we need a starting point. Okay. Right. So at the starting point right there, I need a 45-degree set line. Okay, the 45-degree line. I also need a 30-degree line. Right. Then let me just draw the base there. And then from there, I'm going to be measuring 10 millimeters on the top one, this one, the first one. Because that particular one is it's where we're going to use the isometric drawing. So I'm going to, from here is 1, then I will say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Then at a 90 degree, I'm going to pull it down. Okay, after putting them down, I will call this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Why I'm doing this? Because the drawing that we're doing is at least clearer. So the dimensions, they've given us all the dimensions that we need. So I can just use this 100. All right. So then from here, I'm going to start off with my isometric. So I need to have a starting point there. And then remember with the isometric, we use 30 degrees. Right. And then let's see. So our front view. On our front view, they're talking about 100 from there to there. But they've given us the top view and the front view. So we need to use the front view and the top view in order for us to construct the isometric and see how the left view is going to come out. So I'm going to start off with 100 by 80 according to what is given to me. So now I look at the 100. The 100 is there. So I'm going to be using this one right there, this one right there. There's my 100, and then somewhere I use my 80. So there, my 80. I just move it on the left side. How do I know it? If you look at the front view, it tells you the horizontal base is 100. That means it's on the front view. And then if they're telling us that on the side, if they're telling us on the side of the front view is 80, then what we need to do is, I'll just, okay, even though there's no line, I'll just throw it in. Okay. Just throw in the line. However, if we look at the top view clearly shows us that on the side there, it's an 80. Okay, that's where I found this distance. Okay, so now I'm just going to draw sort of like a prism, or should I say a cube. Okay, using all the dimensions that they've given us, so that life becomes easier for ourselves. So I just minimize this one, just erase the top part. But from there, we're going to use the top part. We're going to use the top part to construct whatever that they've given to us. So the top part, I'm starting off with trying to find the center. So the center of 100 is 50. Then I go to 50. So I go to 50 here. And then I go to the center. Take it up. Okay. And then if you look at the top view, they're saying to us, the middle part there, it's 40. So that means it's going to be 20, 20. So I go here and I search for 20, which is right there. Then I transfer it. 20 here, 20 here. And then they're talking about the other part as being 80. What's half of 80? It's 40. Then somewhere just go to our 40 here. Okay. Onto the center. And get our 40 and our 40. Everything is construction line for now. I'm going to darken everything. Okay, so I'm just going to do this, do that, do that, and do this. Okay. Then they are saying the height of the first one. The height of the first one is 10. Okay. It's 10. So I come here. And I measure 10. So meaning from here, I measure 10. And again there, I measure 10. Okay. I'm just following the dimensions that was given to us on the given view. Right. Now, let's conclude the first part. So in this part, I'm going to start off with from there to there. I'm going to darken it. And from here to here, I'm going to darken it. In parallel there. Parallel there. Oopsie, I was not supposed to darken that line. Okay. Let me just convert it into a construction line again. Okay. Then what do? I darken this one and that one. And then darken that one. Darken that one. Now I'm taking them down to the front view now. All this is going to be construction lines until I'm sure of my things. Okay? Till I'm sure of my things. Every corner, I close it. Right. Now, am I sure of my things here? Now let's see. What does the front view say? Front view says this one and this one is dark and this one is dark. That is the front view. Okay. Now, because we need to close off, so that one will then be parallel with the end there. So that means this one is going to be dark. Right. Now, then we have the inside one. So every corner we need to close. That inside one right there, I just use a construction line one. What is the height here? The height they are saying is, what were they saying? The height is 80. So I'm going to go to 80. Yes, that is the height of 80. Then I go here, and then I arc anywhere there. Why? Because I'm going to construct this line going down. Construction line. Now where the 80 is at, is it 80? Is it 80 or 100? Let's check. Okay, they need to correlate. They need to correlate. Yes, they need to correlate. So therefore, that one right there is the one that we are going to darken. See, this is a construction line. However, we are going to darken the black part. So how did we do it? All we needed, that corner, we just took it down with a construction line. Then we measured from there to there, which is 80. That's where that comes from. Okay. Now let's darken everything else that is needed to complete the front view. Remember, they said hidden details are not necessary. So we don't need to take out the hidden details. Okay? We don't need to take out the hidden detail. Oh, sorry. Okay. Right. Now, can you see that automatically the left view comes out? Okay. Let me quickly make sure that all the corners are closed. Yes, looks like all the corners are closed. Right. Now let us complete with an isometric circle. Let us complete with the isometric circle. So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to clean up all these construction lines so that they don't disturb me when I do the isometric circle. So that they don't disturb me when I do the isometric circle. Okay, so now let me clean up whatever that is not necessary. Right. Then what are they saying? Then they are telling us, still on the top view, they are saying somewhere here there is going to be a circle. Now we go to the top view. They're saying from the top there is 30. So we go to 30. We go to 30. Now from this side, we measure 30. Why? Because we need to get the center. We need to get the center of the circle. Right. Remember in N2, I taught you guys how to construct an isometric circle. So you look at which direction is needed. So you can see that it's actually the flat view. So we go back and we look at the top view. The top view says the diameter is 40. Now if the diameter is 40, that means the radius is going to be 20. Then we go to 20. We go to 20 right there. And then from the center there, we measure 20, 20, 20, and 20. And then we do sort of like a cut. Okay. Now, in EDN3, I told you guys how to do this. It's okay to number. Okay, it's okay to number. So I remember saying to you guys that this is my A. Okay, that means this corner here is my B. That means this corner right here is my C, and this one is my D. Now, in between A and B, there's a small letter A. In between B and C, there's a small letter B. In between C and D, there's a small letter C. And then in between D and A, there's a small letter D. Right. Then what we're going to do, we are going to join D and B together. Okay. And then we are going to join C and A together. C and A together. C and A together, and also this one. C and A together, the capital letters and the small letters, we're joining them. Then we know, in order for us to construct, we need point C, we need point A. Now where the line DB meets A and C, we're going to use that, and also this part right here is what we're going to use. Now, what we do is we point at C, and then we make sure we go to D and A. They're not meeting. I'll just move it around. Somewhere it means I have shifted my set squares. Yes. Shifted my set squares. So I'm going to do this. Make sure that they meet. So if they don't meet, you move it around until they meet. Oopsie. Okay. Now they meet. Okay. Then you go to the center point right here. Then you make sure you see you do meet. You go to this part right here. You make sure that your A and your B meet. And there we go. And there we go. That is how your isometric will then come out. Don't forget that we're using this one, the isometric projection, in order for us to draw the isometric. You'll see that the isometric drawing as a whole is a bit smaller than the actual dimensions.